and you will ascertain if the defendants are present.
May it please your honor, the defendants Otto Rausch and Edward Strauss are absent.
To go, Otto Rausch and Edward Strauss have been arraigned separately because on the opening day they were too ill to respond. So that the record will show that they now have been arraigned properly and in accordance with law. We are now ready to hear the presentation by the prosecution.
This was the tragic fulfillment of a program of intolerance and arrogance. Vengeance is not our goal, nor do we seek merely a just retribution. We ask this court to affirm by international penal action man's right to live in peace and dignity, regardless of his race or creed. The case we present is a plea of humanity to law. We shall establish, beyond the realm of doubt, facts which, before the dark decade of the Third Reich, would have seemed incredible. Courts will show that the slaughter committed by these defendants was dictated not by military necessity, but by that supreme perversion of thought, the Nazi theory of the master race. We shall show that these deeds of men in uniform were the methodical execution of long-range plans to destroy ethnic, national, political, and religious groups which stood condemned in the Nazi mind. Genocide, the extermination of whole categories of human beings, was a foremost instrument of the Nazi doctrine. Mr. Glancy will now read part 1 of the opening statement.
On 22 June 1941, with no previous warning, Germany invaded Soviet Russia. The Einsatzgruppen, already alerted, fell in behind the marching columns of the Wehrmacht as an integral part of the machine constructed for swift and total war. Within a space of 3 days, the training grounds in Saxony were empty, and all Einsatzgruppen had entered upon the performance of their various missions. Another form of extermination employed was asphyxiation by lethal gases in enclosed trucks or vans. Here again, the victims were induced to enter these death machines by the promise that they would be transported to other areas for resettlement. As the van left the loading area, it was filled with deadly fumes. A few minutes later, when the van reached the disposal point, the corpses were unloaded into prepared excavations which became unmarked mass graves.